exactly 15 mils of oil there. Agreed?
Yeah. Nah, 15 and a half.
Okay. 15 mils of oil to 35 grams of butter. That gives you something to write, okay? So you know there's your guide, but you can see that I'm not measuring anything, okay? So you know that those quantities will work, but I'm just going freehand.
Yeah.
So can you see why you're writing things down as well? So if you've forgotten what I've said, you can go back to a principle. Yeah. Okay. What's your assessment tomorrow? Right. So I've taken I know that. So I've taken my carrots, and I'm actually going to practice my julienne. So I've just made a block because I know I've got an assessment, and I'm just going to make a julienne cup, just practicing for my consomme garnish tomorrow. Okay. Doesn't have to be a race. I'm only going to take the best of my julienne out, which is usually from the middle.
So can we grade it?
Oh, it's a ginger. I didn't hear that, thank goodness. Okay, so my julienne. Yeah, that's a long one. I'll do an exact one. Actually, that's probably about nice. Okay, for your julienne. So that's practice for my assessment tomorrow. It's called knife drill. And I don't need it for that. This is julienne because I actually want brunoise for this sauce. Right. I know what I'm doing. You guys have got no idea what I'm doing. Okay? You say, okay, well he's going to make that ravioli filling, but where's the carrots and onions coming into? Earlier on we cooked some oxtail. Okay? A little bit overcooked, but you can pass that round, just have a look at it, don't touch it, just have a look at it. So we've got that meat cooked, and Santana said, yeah, we've overcooked it. So I had to make sure that I've got a sauce down on the filling, because I don't want it dry. I don't mind if that meat's breaking apart. So can you see I'm changing my game plan a little bit?
Yeah. Just
to make a better quality product for the customer. Yeah? So I've practiced my julienne, that's fine. Actually what I want is brunoise. This is an example of how I like to teach people that's not had me teach you before. So Frank, what am I doing here? I'm doing a brunoise. If I had a long list of items on there and I knew we were going to be pushing it, I'd just be going. But I've got time to make sure that you've got a quality brunoise there. Okay? So that's why I'm saying, okay, I can build a chunk of learning into there. If I'm under pressure and, you know, we've got a whole lot of things to do, it'll be a lot rougher than that. Okay? So this is where we can learn at different levels. Okay, so what I've got here is my brunoise. Don't leave it on my bench. I've had to cut that fine because it's going to be ravioli filling, and that's part of the quality item of this dish. So I'm going for a top quality item. I've got my butter and oil there. And I'm going to use, how much did I use brunoise? Say 70 grams, okay? So I'll do 70 grams of carrot. So it's basically equal quantities. Usually I cook my onions first, but it's not going to be necessary. What I'm doing, I'm going for a really fast cook time. So to speed the cooking time up, I've gone for very fine cuts of vegetables.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? So that's my game plan. I like a little bit of garlic. Yes, again, I'll just reiterate to you guys, I'm not following a specific recipe here. I'm just making a really nice filling. Okay? I want it to taste good. You don't want big chunks of garlic in it, so again, you're going to have small, almost a half teaspoon of filling, so you do not want a big piece of garlic in there. So do mince it up with your knife. Garlic is related to what vegetable on this bench?
Onion.
Onion. They're both called bulbs. Okay? If you're going to classify them, garlic, onions, shallots, they're all called bulbs. Don't forget that. Right, I've got 1 clove, 70 grams of carrot, 70 grams of onion, 1 clove of garlic, a tablespoon of tomato paste, and I'm going to use 250 grams of beef stock. I've got a litre here that'll go for 4 people. Okay? I'm not going to use a lot because I'm looking at that quantity. I haven't got a lot of oxtail. Okay? So I'm going to stretch it out with a nice vegetable type sauce. Okay? Right, here we go. Let's do this crazy thing. Heat it up again. I've had it off so it didn't burn. Now I'm going to heat it up again. Still got butter in there. It's not hot enough. Sous chefs, we're going to distribute those 6 ways. We're going to take the meat off. I'm going to make the sauce, take the meat off the bones. Okay? Right, here we go. I'll be quick. Everything's going to go into there together. You're going to sweat these until they're translucent. You want them to pretty well cook out, okay? It says in the book to actually blanch them in boiling water, and I said no, we're not going to do that. But we're going to cut them so fine, we'll not need to. Okay? I'm making the sauce with the vegetables. You smell the onions? Smell the garlic? Yeah. These are going to make 6 good ravioli fillings. So don't go crazy making lots of ingredients, otherwise you'll find your customers just eating, basically eating vegetables and no oxtail. You can't have too many here. Okay? Alright, that's good. Heat's still in the pan. I like that. So how much liquid did we use?
250.
No, it's 250 mils of liquid. How much fat and oil did we use?
35 grams.
35.
50. 1-to-1 ratio, so how much flour is going to go in with 50 mils of fat? 50. Well done, guys. Exactly 50 grams. Notice the same principle. Is it on the stove or off the stove?
Off.
Still enough heat in this pan. The smaller the quantity, the less heat you need. Okay? If I'm doing a big pot of this, it'll be on the stove. You can just hear it's just gone off a little bit. 30 seconds on the heat to cook out. That's all. Okay, here we go. Just that flour. I was rushing it then. I saw you guys getting a bit. Not good things take time. Yeah? Oh, you got that on camera, didn't you? You do not want to see me on Facebook, okay? Okay. So good things take
Time.
exactly 1 teaspoon of tomato puree. See it? Just like your Espanol, basically. We're doing exactly what we did for our Espanol. Okay? So I'm making a nice sauce. Yeah? You got the smell there? And I'm just going to use a convenience stock. I don't usually use a convenience stock, but I needed to do something with this. So 250 mils off the heat. A little at a time. Say 100 mils at a time. same principle, Nisham. The first amount of sauce is the most important. If you don't mix that first batch in, what's going to happen to your sauce or your stew or whatever you're making? It's going to go floppy. It is. Make sure that's mixed. Beautiful. Okay, 250 mils. That's fine. My sous chefs can use my ingredients. That just keeps you in front. Okay? Right. While that's happening, I'm going to quickly throw my vegetables in, but I don't want any raw onion in it. I don't want to take too much time. Nishan, pass me to the gloves, please. So while that sauce is cooking, the sous chefs are going to distribute these oxtail bones. This is going to be the filling for our ravioli. Now this has been cooking for too long, but 4 or 5 hours. I don't want anybody tasting it, eating it. I want you to taste the filling when it's finished. Okay? If anybody starts chaffing into it, you're going to be short. Somebody's going to be short. Okay? You didn't get that, Rochelle, did you? You should go for his gloves on. Okay. So what you're going to do, you're actually going to take, and carefully, because this meat's quite dry, just going to strip the meat off the bones. Look, the next one is drier than others. Then you're going to have to run a knife through it just to chop it down a little bit. Okay? So basically you're going to take the meat off. If there's layers of fat off it, like that, just take the big layers of fat off it. It's the meat you're after. Each group's going to have only about 2 or 3 bones, but you're going to really get that meat out of there. Now just think of your customer. You don't want you don't want your customer to think that you've been digging your fingernails, you know, into bone. So I want to see you using gloves, okay? And there's only one person needs to do this. Okay, so just keep hygiene at standard. A friend went to a pretty flash restaurant in town not so long ago. He said he went into the toilet, the chef went into the toilet too. He said he washed his hands in hot water. He said he knew full well the chef had just dipped his hands under, you know, didn't even dry them, sort of wiped them on his apron, went back. What did the customer do?
Leave?
No, he went and he asked the manager. And he said, that chef in there, I don't want to eat his food. You know, this is what I just saw. How good does that look? Awesome. Of course. So, you know, be aware of what's going on. The bigger ones are easier. That was a small one. Okay, what I'm going to do, while my sauce is cooking, I'm going to incorporate it back into my sauce. Okay, you can have 1 batch of sauce per table.
Oh, yep. Down with that.
Actually.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good, because it gives us much time on the other ones as well. So I reckon.
Okay, 1 batch of sauce per table.
Yeah.
Go on, off you go then.
Come on then, because